Welcome to today's meditation. For today's meditation, you can't go into it with your usual way of thinking. Some things may be said that completely challenge what your experience feels like it is. There are certain things that we assume to be so true, like this is the way that my experience is, that may be challenged in what we cover today. But rather than resisting against it, rather than clinging on to your belief about what reality is or what you are, just be open to the words being said. Don't count out any possibility. Don't fight against any word. You don't have to accept it, but don't fight against it. Remain totally open, allowing yourself to hear whatever is arising, being open to the possibility that what it is proposing may be true. Rather than resorting to some sort of past experience about what life is or who I am, rather than sourcing your understanding of who you are and what life is from experiences of the past, from learnings of the past, see if you can confirm what is being said in your direct experience here and now. No concept of past or future. This is a certain freshness that is required for these types of meditations, these types of inquiries. This is what it means to be vulnerable to reality. Because when we are too full of concepts and beliefs, our current convictions, there's no opportunity to understand something outside of the context of our worldview. Understanding that very deeply, become totally open, totally willing, relaxing away from all concern, all belief, all concepts. What makes you believe that you are a person? What makes you believe that you are sitting here listening to something, trying to get somewhere with these words? Understand that that is only a linear story that is playing in your mind. It is a narrative about what is arising in the experience. Learn to see your experience in a much more direct way, where you experience, you feel experience, perceive experience, without any story, any judgment, any label, any description, any narrative. You're just aware. When you're just practicing descriptionless, judgmentless awareness of experience, there's no person. The body is still there, but outside of the label body, see it as it is. With your eyes closed, your experience of what you call the body, what you label the body, is just an outline of sensation. See this outline of sensation as it is, with no story, without the idea, me, without the idea, my body. Just learn to see it as sensation. Which means to say, just feel it. In feeling, there's not even the word sensation. It's just direct awareness of what is present currently. In just awareness of sensation, in just feeling the sensation, there's no idea attached to it, my body, or what the body has been through, what it looks like. There's not even the label body. So previously, these sensations, which we attached to a narrative, me and my body, we assumed ourselves to be these sensations. Now we are objectifying them and seeing them directly as they are in this moment, holding no memory, no idea about them. Understand that this is you learning to perceive direct experience as it is. When you observe the body in this way, you start to observe the obvious fact that the sensations change. And I see their changing. I am aware of their changing. Therefore, I am not them. Even if we resort to memory, if we resort to our day-to-day personal experience, you know how changeful the body is in appearance and sensation. You perceive its changefulness. Therefore, you are not the body. The body changes, yet you don't feel that I have changed. You are not the body. The body changes, yet you continue to remain I. Continue to refer to yourself as I. You are not the body. There is greater depth to what you are than the mere body. The body may appear to be what you are, but you are not the body. When you just observe the sensations without the label body, when you just feel the sensations without the label body, without the concept me, my body, when you just observe the sensations that are arising, there's no person. The person is an idea that arises on behalf of identification with the body. Even these ideas which are arising as thoughts, spinning out a story, a narrative, creating a self-image of who I am as this body, where I've gone, what I've done, what I like, what I don't like. All these thoughts are also observed to change. In order for there to be this identification, this assumption, I am the person, these thoughts need to continue arising and spinning a story of who I am. But when you just learn to see direct experience, observe the body sensation as they are, without any narrative, any story, the mind's ability to reinforce the ego, the self-image, to spin out these stories and narratives, it becomes weaker and weaker. In just observation without judgment, awareness without description, you are objectifying both the sensations that you call my body and the thoughts which say my body. You are objectifying both the mind and the body. You are not the mind or the body. They both change, while you do not change. You constantly perceive them as a changeful experience, while you continue to refer to yourself as this continuous I, which does not change no matter how much they change. You are not the body or the mind. To start to get to know what you are prior to both the body and the mind, here and now you have to drop the assumption, stop feeding the assumption, I am a person, which is also nothing other than a thought, another story spun out by the mind. There are a couple of methods for this. The first, as we are discussing today, is learning to anchor your attention in the sensation, in direct experience. Because in direct experience, there's no story, there's no narrative, there's no concept. It's just awareness of sensation. Feel your experience. Feel the sensations. Don't touch. Don't describe. Don't judge. Just feel. Be aware of. Observe. These are all the same. When you observe thoughtlessly, the thoughts which always are spinning out stories and narratives to keep you in illusion, to continue to paint an illusion, they start to weaken in their power. They start to dissolve. They can only arise and persist if you remain scattered, unconscious. So be present with sensation, and thought will begin to lose its capacity to veil direct experience, to distort direct experience. Be supremely present, alert, aware of your experience as it is on a sensation level. Storyless, descriptionless. Along with this, continue this discernment between yourself versus whatever changes. Understand that in your direct experience, you are always the same. You are always just this sense of self, what you feel as I. What you are, whatever it may be, does not change. Don't create ideas about that. Instead, begin to see whatever does change and know that that cannot be you. Therefore, remain only the witness of it, the seer of it. See the body doing. See the body changing. See the body speaking. See the body aging. Know that you are not the body. Remain only its witness. See the mind thinking. See the mind projecting. See the mind changing. You are not the mind. Identity is prior to both the experience of the body, the experience of the mind. You are the seer, not the seen. You are the changeless, not what changes. Don't let your doubts pollute this direct experiencing. Don't let your thoughts try to meddle with direct experiencing. Understand that the whole purpose of this practice of resorting to your direct experience requires you to step out of your thoughts. Only then can you be receptive to direct experience. Because thoughts are filters which distort direct experience. As long as you consider them to be important, true, valid, legitimate, they will always cloud your seeing, block your clarity, obscure the truth. It's all about thoughtless presence, thoughtless being. Observe without interest. Observe without judgment. Observe without description. Separate your beingness, your identity, from all that changes. With no narrative, no story. If you do this, your true self will reveal itself. This is the essence of meditation, spiritual practice. Do this with great intensity, love, and devotion. Consistency and devotion are the key ingredients on the path of self-knowledge. Best of luck.